Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I am friggin' dying.
Hello, LGBTQ.
It's too hot in my house. It's not even that hot outside, but my house is so fucking warm. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a cold shower before my stream today. I was gonna take like a wee 5-minute just like under cold spray, you know, in my shower. My shower didn't want to do that. The coldest it went was like warm. It was literally like not much colder than my usual shower temperature. And I'm dying. I'm so cold. No, so hot. I literally was like, I wet a flannel and then tried to put like cold water on a flannel on my arms and on my back of the neck. Still too hot. But anyway, hello, welcome in. Angie, congrats on getting first. Emmy, you tried. Welcome in. How are you both? You wrote me a poem. Sure, I'll listen to your poem. Jeff, welcome in. How are you? Oh, it's too hot. I'm literally in a t-shirt and a pair of shorts and I'm still too warm. I was saying to James earlier before stream, I was like, what if I just go outside in a swimming costume and just use my hose. Just my garden hose.
Yippee-ki-yay. It's a Kirsty stream day.
Yippee-ki-yay! I love that poem, Emmy. Thank you for sharing that with the class. Yippee-ki-yay. So yeah, what if I hose myself off with my garden hose? And then I was like, what if I get a paddling pool? I am a 31-year-old woman. I think it's totally fair for me to get a paddling pool. I don't know how much a paddling pool costs though. Do y'all call them paddling pools in America? Oh my god, they're like 10 quid. Easy. A kiddie pool. Okay, yeah. We call it a paddling pool. Because you go paddling in it. Whoa, I could get an inflatable swim center family lounge for £55. That sounds ridiculous. I feel like a £10 cheap swimming pool would be fine. Paddling pool. Should I just get a kiddie's paddling pool and go sit out in it this weekend? And when Liam Isla visit, they can play in it. I think their nails would just tear it apart is the problem. A paddling pool. A pool that you paddle in. I feel like most of these images of paddling pools on Amazon just don't tell me what the size they are. Like, they have the like the size, but they don't like. I need to see. I need to visualize it. Why would you paddle in a... It's for kids. What do you mean, why would you paddle in a pool? To cool off. Take me to Snurge, I'll worship like a snail at the shrine of your light. Kristen, welcome in. How are you? Should you give Mochi a Cheez-It? She seems interested. Yeah, I think so. What is it? A cracker, cheese, and some salt. I feel like that'd be fine. I think one of those would be fine. The only problem is, what if you get her addicted to them? And then she just becomes a Cheez-It fiend. She walked away. Oh, well. You're lost, Mochi. No cheese it for you. Hope is like stretched out and passed out.
Yippee-ki-yay. It's a Kirsty stream day.
There you go. You got the Kai instead of the key this time. Thank you for the bit, Emmy. Yeah, how's everybody doing? What have y'all been up to? I've just been dying. I'm like moving this around to different parts of my body. Sophia, welcome in. How are you? I've been trying to read our book club book and I'm getting really overwhelmed with it. It's like really weirdly written. But I'm hoping that once I get over like the first part of it, it gets a bit more understandable. But yeah, other than that, I've just been, I don't know, filming, editing, watching TV. I watched the new NCT Dream music video yesterday and it was so good. I love NCT so much. And then last night, the best news ever. The best news. Well, not the best news ever, because I feel like the best news ever would be world peace. But like, good news is the 80s have re-signed with their entertainment company KQ for 7 years, which is kind of unprecedented. I think BTS signed for 7 years, and I think Twice also re-signed for 7 years. Other than that, normally it's like 3 years. And 7 is like so much. Emmy! Do you know, I feel like when I said that, I sounded like, you know, beauty pageants, when they're like, Manda, welcome in, how are you? When they're like, what is your wish? World peace. That was me. Not the best news. The best news would be world peace. Anyway, so yeah, I was like very excited last night. It's like I wasn't sure. Like, I knew they wanted to stay together, but I didn't know if they would re-sign with KQ, and if they didn't, would they be able to keep their name? Because there's been some stuff recently where a lot of people are kind of like mad at KQ, and it seems like maybe the group were mad. But the good thing is when you re-sign with a company, you get, like, they have a lot more leeway now than when they signed their original contract. So hopefully things are better that people are complaining about. So yeah. You good? It's nice weather here. Yeah, it's nice weather here too, but also too hot. My house is a new build, so it's literally like the heat just like stays for days. It could literally be like 10 degrees outside, but if it's been warm weather, my house will still be really hot. World peas, exactly. Ghost Trangy? What the hell is Ghost Trangy? But yeah, so that was very good news. I was very happy about that. And then this morning, I woke up to news that Tail, former NCT member who gang raped a woman last summer, has been sentenced to prison. Not for very long, only 3.5 years, but frankly, I was expecting him to not get any prison sentence. So this is far and above my expectations, frankly, and I'm very glad to see that he is actually he's been sent away for what he did to that poor woman. All 3 of them got the same sentence of 3.5 years. Obviously, I feel like he should be in jail for life, but with the Korean justice system, like, I was genuinely expecting him to not get any prison time. So, because it's happened before, you know, like a lot of like people who've done really awful things to women have just not had anything happen. I mean, it's the same here. Apparently, I saw like a post that was like, it may sound like not very much, like, and obviously it's not very much, but like compared, like the global kind of average is somewhere in about 5 to 7 for that kind of crime, which is just bananas. And very sad. Yeah. Yeah, 3.5 is it. But honestly, Jeff, there's a guy called Sungi who was involved in like sharing illegally taken pictures of women, and then also potentially they never charged, like they never found him guilty of it, but there was like sex rings and stuff going on and like human trafficking. And because the police were so incompetent, they gave him time to destroy all the evidence. And then he only ended up doing a year. And like other people who were involved with it didn't even do jail time. And there's been numerous instances of stuff like this in Korea, like 2016, I think. The guy who is in Squid Game season 2, you know, the one with, if you've watched Squid Game season 2, the guy with the daughter with cancer, what's his name?
Travel just subscribed for 30 months. Whoa.
He where is it? He was accused of sexual assault.
Oh no!
And there was like, they basically were like, well, he's a young man. It's fine. It's a fucking joke. So, I wasn't expecting anything, and the fact that something did happen and he did get charged is good in my opinion. Trev, welcome in. Thank you so much. Hang on, where are we? Thank you for the 30 months. Courtesy of Dondoms. How are you? Yeah, it's really bad. I would suggest looking up Burning Sun if you're ever interested in stuff to do with this. It's like it's really horrible. Like really serious trigger warnings for so much to do with like sexual assault and like rape and potentially even snuff films. I remember it all coming out and stuff like that, and it was just horrendous. So many people got off with like not even doing anything. I mean, not even getting any charges. Some were just like, oh, I'll go to the military, and then because when you're in Korea, when you go to the military, your course, you're like, if you've done a crime, it then gets turned over to the military court and not the regular courts, and so they got off a lot easier. So, yeah. The timing of that, I know. I know, but it's fine. The crazy world we live in gets worse too. Yeah, it's a good segue because I was wanting to talk about some political stuff today. In the UK, they've just like made it like, they've just done a new bill that's like really bad. For disabled people, I think. Oh yeah, so basically they're cutting benefits in the UK. And it's like incredibly bad for disabled people. And it's so depressing. Meanwhile, you have our what's his name? What's his title again? Foreign Office Minister David Lammy saying, "Oh, well, if Israel do concentration camps like they're threatening to, that could be a bit of an issue." Just a little bit of an issue, I think. What did he actually say? Hang on. I can't find what he actually said, but it was basically like very downplaying it. It was like, oh, well, yeah, that would be a bit of a problem. It's like, what the fuck? Everything's such a fucking mess. It's like, if you're not hearing some nonsense that Trump's doing, you're hearing some nonsense that the UK is not doing to curb whatever Israel's doing, or we're doing something to do with the budget that's bad, or, yeah. I'm so sick and tired of it. And obviously, I'm very privileged and just, I'm sitting in my house complaining about how friggin' warm I am. It's just infuriating. And there's a report that's come out from I think the UN that said that the Israeli forces have in fact raped many people as part of their siege. And they're still trying to deny it, saying, oh, blah, 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 October 7th. I think the Earth might be trying to spin faster so it spins all of us off. Honestly, spin me off. Spin me off, please. But yeah, that's what's been going on. How are all of you? I don't know. I never know how to get, like, segue from serious topics like that. But I just want to talk about stuff because I feel like I haven't been speaking about politics a lot recently because it's just been so overwhelming. It's like, what do I even talk about? Because there's so much all the time. And I'm kind of annoyed at myself for not talking about it as much. But it's like, there is just so much. And I think we're all feeling very inundated with it all. Yeah, please have some thoughts. Spare some thoughts for your UK friends who claim disability benefits, because they're going to have a really rough time for the next few months. Actually, just for the next whatever. This is, if you remember last summer when the UK had their general election, I was talking about how much I don't like Keir Starmer, and I could see the writing on the wall for how bad he was going to be as a prime minister. But in comparison to the Tories, it was like maybe a bit better, but like, he is just awful. He is a Tory in sheep's clothing. He doesn't care about anyone. Like, he's cutting benefits for disabled people. He is very anti-migrant. He is pandering to Israel. He doesn't like trans people. And this guy used to be a human rights lawyer, by the way. He is just awful. And it's like, I hate it. And I don't know what we can do as a country because everyone is just shit apart from like a few people. And I really hope that we get some more kind of I really hope there's a lot more movement in the coming years in the UK towards the Greens, and also whatever it is that Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana are doing, because they are a lot more socialist, a lot like they care a lot more for the people of the UK. So I don't know, I guess we'll see, but it's really sad. You try to stay away from politics because it's toxic, but sometimes you gotta talk about it is important. Yeah. The thing I've always kind of said is that I think like it's totally understandable to want to like step away from it, but we also need to stand witness. You know, we need, even though it feels like we can't do anything, and for a lot of the cases we probably can't do anything, but we need to there needs to be people who will document what is happening, you know? Like, when I was studying history and stuff, there was always first, second, third hand sources that said certain things, and, you know, you kind of need to prepare yourself to be like a second hand source, essentially, so that people know, you know? People know 100 years from now that we were trying to stand up and fight, you know? But yeah, it's a lot right now. It's very exhausting. But yeah, I do want to talk about stuff more. It's just I find it, I don't know, it's like what do you even talk about, because everything is shit. And I don't want to be one of those people that's like, this is a cozy place away from everything, and pretend like nothing is happening and be an ostrich with my head in the sand. You know, that's not me. You know, I talk about stuff, but it's a lot, so. The thing that feels really fucking bad is that the pendulum always swings further right than it does when it swings left. 100%. It never really swings left, it swings center. It goes like, Like, if you look, I mean, in the Western world specifically, really, if you look at all the recent kind of more left governments in the West, a lot of them have been basically just central governments. They've not been actually left governments, you know? Like, the previous leftist government in the UK was Labour in the 90s under Tony Blair to the mid-2000s. They were not left, they were central again. America doesn't have a left party. Everything in America is central to center-right. The one country I can see standing on business right now is Spain. They're the ones who are like, fuck you, Benjamin Netanyahu. And they're like, if you come anywhere near here, we are going to arrest you. Love them. But yeah, it's, it always happens as well. The pendulum always swings, and it's like, why can't people just want human rights? I don't understand why people are so anti-taxation. I do understand it. Like, I understand as a concept. Like, I understand why they want more money and they want to grow more and don't care about other people in their society. I understand it as an abstract, but personally to me, I do not understand how a person could be that way. Do you know what I mean? It's just, ugh. I'm so... Ugh. It's like the Labour government campaigned on a position of anti-austerity, right, in the UK. Austerity being like less government spending to try and make our economic position better. But they are they're not doing anything that is anti-austerity. In fact, I think they're even more, the austerity is even worse under them, frankly. It's just a fucking joke. But anyway, that's my rant about UK politics and also world politics. And yeah, just know that if you ever want to bring up any topic relating to that kind of stuff in here, you are very welcome to. And this, whilst I want to have this be a place that people do feel safe, I'm never going to call myself a safe space, because I don't think it's up to me to call myself a safe space. It's up to you to call me a safe space if you believe that is what I am. But yeah, whilst I want people to feel like they can come in here with like and feel safe, I'm also not going to be someone that shies away from talking about this kind of stuff, because I just think it's very important. But yeah, that's my whole thing. And like I said, I don't know how to segue from stuff like this, so yeah, I've been playing Cookie Run Kingdom again. Because Band have made me want to start playing it again the other day. I got a new cookie. Trev, why is your coochie running? What's the one I got? Hang on. Actually, I got a couple. I got this one, which is the new one on the banner. Cream soda cookie. Yeah, you better go catch it. She's cute. And then I think I got this one. Did I get Madeline cookie? And then agar cookie, which honestly sounds disgusting. Just a jelly cookie. I think that's what I got. But I have so many. Look at all my cookies. Hang on. Let me go back to the top. So this is like a very, like an ancient, and then look at all my cookies. There's so many I'm missing though. Uh-oh. I've got stuff to collect. It's really overwhelming though when you start playing Cookie Run Kingdom after like not playing it for a while. Like I haven't played it in like 3 years or something. It's so overwhelming. You log back in and it's like getting smacked in the face with notifications. I have once again been considering playing Genshin. But then I'm also considering playing Wuwa. And you know, I'm still kind of playing Uma Musume. I've kind of fallen off again already. Because I don't understand it. Ventus, welcome in, how are you? Oh, I have a pool. Hang on. Am I gonna get anything? Trying to get a legendary. Here, let me skip. Uh-oh, what is it? Oh, that was not as exciting. Wait, oh, it's just that. Okay, that was not as exciting as I thought it would be. Your Genshin account is about to be... Wait, they delete accounts? I didn't know they did that. That is the horse girl. That is the horse without horses anime girl racing game. Except the anime girls are actually horses. They're not like girl horses. They are just horses who are personified. Your account. Oh my god, I didn't know they delete accounts. That'll be from that time that you logged in. That'll be from the time that you played it, Emmy, for me. Well, Kristen, it would be a bit difficult for you to have played Genshin 6 to 7 years ago, considering it only came out in October 2020. Yeah, 5 years. Not even. Yeah, I played Genshin for maybe about 3 weeks after launch or something like that. I think it was the child banner. And I was playing on my phone. And then I had to delete it from my phone because it got too big. And then I got my PC and started playing on my PC. Yeah. 2020. Remember when I did some sponsors with them? I never earned very much money out of that, considering the work I had to put into it, because they made it all it was like all achievement based on like people downloading the game and playing it. There was no base pay. So it was a nightmare. I will never do that again. I will never do something that doesn't give me base pay and forces me to like get you guys to do something, because I just think that's just, I just don't like it. It feels very lecherous. Remember when I was in a 3-hour cutscene? Yeah. Until 2 in the morning or something when I'd work the next day. Ah, that was a time. You know what game you played in 2021 that you haven't played but should play again? I don't know, Kristen. What game is that? Valo! I think I played Valo last year, actually. I played a tiny bit with Maddie last year. See, I would love to play Valo, Kristen. I'm not going to stream it, but I'd love to play it. Okay, I regret logging into Cookie Run Kingdom because now I'm just claiming all of my, like, the notifications are just constant. Okay, I finished. 2020 being 5 years ago now is disgusting to me. I know. I think it feels even, like, more recent because obviously we were in lockdown for I say we were in lockdown. COVID was big for 2 years of that. COVID still exists. I'm not going to say we're out of COVID. But, like, the 2020 and 2021 were very big COVID years, and a lot of people were in lockdown, not going out of their houses, and it's like, the time, it just stopped. It was weird. So I think that makes it feel even worse that it was 5 years ago. 2020, 2021 must have been a Monday. Oh my gosh. I got charged for Donkey Kong today. Or was it yesterday? I'm not excited that I was charged for it. But I am excited that it means I'm getting it soon. I was like, oh, that's a lovely $66.99 charge on my PayPal. Woohoo! I love seeing that. I do much prefer pre-ordering and paying at the time of, like, just dispatch, though. I really dislike, I dislike paying for pre-orders at the time of ordering. I think because it's like, well, if it gets cancelled, you then have to wait for a refund, and that annoys me. Because it's like, refunds in general just annoy me. Does anyone else get really annoyed with refunds and how long it takes companies to process refunds when it's like, that's my money, why is it taking you so long to process that? Just give it back to me. It really annoys me. Like, I'm currently waiting for refunds for bloody ScotRail because of my delayed trains. You don't like pre-order refunds? Those make you ill? What part of it don't you like? Like me? I hate having to cancel a subscription and request a refund, yes. Although I think most, like a lot of Western governments are moving towards making that illegal, and that you have, like, websites have to have a bit where you can just click to cancel it. Actually, I very rarely see that. Most of the time it's like I just click and it's cancelled, but there is, like, I did have a subscription to a razor company because I use a razor called FFS because they recycle their razor heads because I didn't like how much I was spending on disposable razors and like disposable razor heads and stuff. But like I literally don't shave my legs that much because I don't go out. Y'all don't need to know this, but yeah, I have a massive buildup of razor heads, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna cancel my subscription. And like I had to email them and they were like, are you sure you want, like, I literally had like a back and forth email with them for like 6 emails. It was so annoying. Like, okay, I sent one, they sent one back. I sent one, they sent one back. I sent one, and then they finally cancelled it. Like, that's ridiculous. It should just be, I'd like to cancel my subscription. I get them maybe like coming back once and saying, are you sure? Like, I think that's fine because that's them double checking. But that should be the only time. It shouldn't be like a long chain of, are you sure? Did you know you can get these benefits? Did you know you can pause? Da, da, da. Like, just let me cancel. Like, you cancelled it, give me my money. Yeah. Or like, if there's like a situation where something has been delayed and you're like, I just don't want this anymore. And then you have to get a refund. That annoys me. That really annoys me. I last year, no, was it last year? I can't remember. It was last year that the refund happened, but I can't remember if it was last year that I ordered them. But I ordered some Baihe books, which is like Chinese girls love books, you know, like hang on. Like one of these, but girls love as opposed to boys love. From this new publishing company, and they were like just constantly delaying publishing of it, and I just gave up. I was like, I can't be bothered anymore. So I emailed them to request a refund and they didn't get back to me, so I ended up just like cancelling on my card. I was like, nah, fuck this. And then I got onto American Express like, hey, can you just give me this money back? And then I did. It was great. The other day, I forget what it was, but I got charged for something and I couldn't even find where to cancel it or ask for a refund, so I emailed them asking for both and they took days to respond. And when they did, they were like, we cancelled it. Did you still want a refund? Why would you not want a refund? What the fuck? What? People are stupid. You got charged for Uber One and I know I cancelled it a month ago because I set an alarm, so I was salty I had to re-cancel and contact customer service. Ugh, that is so annoying. That's really bad. My dismissive user experience for cancelling subs or getting refunds frustrates me. I see your yes. And the thing is, I think a lot of these companies, they just think about the money and they don't think about the future of a customer. So, like, Ken, welcome in. How are you? For example, right? If I have a good experience cancelling something with you, or refunding something with you, I'm a lot more likely to use you as a service again. Whereas if I have a bad experience trying to cancel and get out of us paying you money, I'm not going to use you again. So they're only thinking about like short-term gains and not long-term gains, and that just annoys me. Because like you lose loyalty of someone if you do that, in my opinion. You just got a recall on an Amazon tabletop fireplace you bought over 5 years ago. It said stop using this immediately. You've been using it for 5 years. Oh my god. That is so scary. 5 years. Oh my god. Ooh. That was like, I had a recall in a part of my car the other day, and I was like, a few weeks ago, and I was literally like, I've been driving this car for like 2 years. What do you mean I'm having a part recall? Ventus is the gas leak that always spreads. Oh my god, it's Ventus. And his name is Ventus. Vents. Gas leak from a can. Oh gosh. Short-term gains is literally the name of the game today. Yeah. Yeah. And it, like, it's just so, like, it infuriates me. Because I just believe that providing a good service and having good customer service and customer experience will give you so much more money in the long run. I don't know. Kristen, thank you for lurking. You saw Ventus vent! No! Ventus vented! Ventus is the imposter! Is Among Us coming back? I was literally watching Among Us earlier today. Because I was watching a charity stream from Valorant streamers, and they were playing Among Us, and I was like, whoa. They were playing 3D Among Us. There is now 3D Among Us. Can you believe it? And it looked really fun, actually. I would maybe play 3D Among Us. There's a joke going over your head. Yeah, it's Among Us. What is Peak? I've been seeing people talking about it, but I don't really know anything about it. I just know it was something that was like almost cancelled, and I was like doing really well on Steam. I'm a queen card. I'm a queen card. I'm like, why is 3D Among Us £8? That's just not right. Among Us gave you weight. Oh, my camera. I don't know why Hope is going off. She's just yelling. Hello. Anyway, Among Us gave you too much anxiety. You hated playing specifically with Maddie because she would always convince people that I'm a killer. I actually had, my bookish friends and I, we had like a Discord server for playing Among Us, and we play like every week. Like once a week, we would have Among Us games. And I was actually really... If I was the imposter, I won a lot of the time. I guess I'm good at lying. And I'm really bloodthirsty. Yeah. So, I feel... Emmy, I think we played Among Us, you, me, and Maddie. And I think like a lot of people, like Freezy, Alana, Cora, for my first ever charity stream. Actually, no, I think you couldn't do it, but I did invite you. I don't remember. But I think I played with on one of Maddie's streams as well with you as well. And I remember Maddie being like, I think she was always very quick to try and convince people. It's quite funny. A very silly and fun co-op climbing game with funny procs chat. Oh wait, no, I've been seeing clips of that. I didn't know that's what that was. I've been seeing clips where people have been like falling off mountains. Is that one? The crab souls, like people, aggro crab made it and they said they wanted to make something really simple because they were going to burn out if they did another big project. You know what? That is so valid. I feel like a lot of studios should do that. Just like a silly game in the middle. Emmy, I guess I'm good at lying and I'm really bloodthirsty. Giggles. Says you. Who was like, can I set fire to this man as he sleeps? Kirsty is a killer confirmed only in video games, never in real life. This is a Kirsty stream, not an Emmy stream. Okay, but still. Still. Ooh, sorry. I am yawning. Emmy, where is your coffee filter? Have you have you been learning? Have you been doing the pour like this now? I keep wanting to order. I have an espresso. I'm not fancy like Emmy. Because I just like putting milk in my coffee and going. But I have an espresso and they have a new pod at the moment. And I really want to order it and it's out of stock. It's been out of stock for ages. And it's annoying me. Look, it's pistachio vanilla flavor over ice. It's out of stock. And it's upsetting me. How good does that sound? Pistachio vanilla. Oh wait, that's the wrong pods anyway, but it's still out of stock in Virtuos too. How good does that sound? It sounds so nice. It's pissing me off. Today you nearly perfected. You were off by 0.5 grams. Wow, I'm proud of you. More like pistachio. No, that's not necessary. Pistachios are really good. They also have a white chocolate and strawberry coffee, which sounds disgusting. That sounds absolutely disgusting. But they do have my favourite back in stock, which is the Ice Leggero. The Ice Leggero is the best, and for some reason they only ever have it in summer, even though people drink iced coffee in winter. Thank you very much. I wish they had it year-round, because it is the best. But they're also now doing coffee with peptides, which I'm baffled by, because why the fuck would you want coffee with collagen in it? I don't get that. The Ice Leggero was your favourite espresso pod? Well, it's back in stock, Emmy, if you ever decide to, like, pick a couple up. I quite like, I've been using their double espresso dolce, and I quite like that with my oat milk and some vanilla. It's like made for milk kind of situation. I've been enjoying that. You just finished eating some pistachios? Oh my god, I really want pistachios now. You've never had pistachios, Emmy? Oh my god, they're so nice. Salty pistachios. Oh. Pistachio ice cream. Ah, it's so good. Oh my god. I actually, I had some pistachio last weekend. I had like a dessert with pistachio, so that was nice. Someone gave you a pistachio in a dream last night. What does that mean? You're gonna pee. I think that means that the next pistachio you get, you should plant it will grow a magic beanstalk. Yes. But also, for some reason, I read that as breast milk. I think I just saw B and then oak. And in my head, breast milk. Yeah, pistachio ice cream for the first time. It was heaven. Pistachio ice cream is so good. My dad always talks about pistachio ice cream he had in Venice. And I'm like, ugh. My dad has two favourite ice creams. He has a cherry ice cream that he got in Mallorca. And a pistachio ice cream he got in Venice. Emmy! It's okay, you don't need to cool it with the quotes. They're funny. Ken and the magic breast milk, the fairy tale that never made it past the editors. I don't know, in this day and age, it might make it past the editors. I feel that's the kind of thing that we publish these days. At the moment, publishing is doing a bunch. So, like, you know how the in thing a couple years ago was publishing fan fiction of Reylo from Star Wars. The new thing that publishing is doing fan fiction, like publishing fan fiction of, is Hermione from that dreaded witch and wizard book. And I'm... It's infuriating. Like, let me show you. So there's one called Manacled, which they've now changed to... I forgot what it's called now. Alchemized. If you ever see Alchemized in a shop, that is Hermione fanfiction. I'll show you what it looks like so you know what to look out for. Ew. God, I hate that. This cover was also accused of being AI. I don't know if it is, but it was accused of it. It's so ugly. Barnes & Noble had a banned book section. Perks of Being a Wallflower is now banned. Perks of Being a Wallflower has always been banned in a lot of stores, actually, in a lot of schools, actually. But the thing with banned books is that they're not banned in every school in America. It's just like districts and stuff like that. And Barnes & Noble just like take the most like publicized ones and make like things out of them. I know John Green stuff has been really heavily banned. One of Toni Morrison's, yeah. It just depends on what, like the place you're going to school in. I think, from what I've heard. This is another one. So... They're like... The people that are publishing these are like, we're not transphobic. We're not using that horrible women's book to promote our book. It's literally, they're not the same. They're not related. And then like the cover is literally like that is literally Draco and Hermione. And then like a lot of like the PR stuff is about how it is fan fiction, and it's infuriating to me because it's like it's basically just validating her still. And then there's this one, which you're gonna be like, oh my god. This one is so blatant. It's insane. Look at this. Look at that. What the fuck? Yeah, the irresistible urge to fall for your enemy. Fuck's sake. And then Rose and Chains. Ugh. Why are they all this pairing too? It's just what happens in publishing. They go through phases. They had the Raylo phase a few years ago. Like, literally, there's so many Raylo books. I will, like... I've read a bunch of them without realizing they were Raylo. The Love Hypothesis. The Hurricane Wars. My roommate is a vampire. You again. The Fake Mate. Knife Seasoning and a Dash of Love. Not Another Love Song. Forget Me Not. The Dead Romantics. A lot of these are like big sellers in romance. And they're all Raylos. Yeah. I don't know what the next phase will be. This is outside your book wheelhouse and it's wild how prevalent it is. It's wild. Honestly, I don't actually mind the Raylo dynamic in books. Because a lot of the I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And most of them I really enjoyed. The only one I didn't was My Roommate is a Vampire. Because it was just stupid. The man who is a vampire literally has like a special vampire power that makes him... He makes fruit when he's nervous. And I just thought that was the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. But yeah. The rest of them I've actually enjoyed. The Love Hypothesis is one of my favourite books of all time. Just write your own books if you're separating it from the... Literally, that's it. It's like... People that still write fan fiction of that series to this day, I just like... I feel like you should just like cut yourself off from it. Because it's not just that she is transphobic. The books themselves have so much racist stuff in them, you know? Racist and xenophobic. Kingsley Shacklebolt. Who the fuck calls a black character Shacklebolt? Cho Chang. Literally not a name. That's 2 surnames. Seamus Finnegan, the guy who makes explosions happen, who is also Irish. The goblins being Jewish stereotypes. Like, it's so prevalent, and it's like, what the... Speaking of fanfiction, you started Song of Achilles. Oh, sorry, it's not fanfiction, it's a retelling. I think things become retellings as opposed to fanfiction when it's something from the public domain. You know? So, recently The Great Gatsby became public domain because it's so old. And people are doing Great Gatsby retellings as opposed to like it being fanfiction. Gamer, that is correct. Why did I call you Gamer? Jeff. That's correct. It's Rey and Kylo Ren from Star Wars, yes. Rey Dua for Monster Hunter? No. Great Gatsby was banned? Why are they banning the Great Gatsby? That is so stupid. That is such an old book. Come on. For goodness sake. But yeah, there's so many. The problem is, right, a lot of people are like, people think that a book being banned is great publicity. And it is for about 5 books. So like the usuals, John Green, Perks of Being a Wallflower, certain classics. They get great publicity because it's like, oh, they're banned books. But there's so many books that get published every year and get banned, and like they don't get the publicity of that. So they just don't get bought, and it's very sad. You haven't called me gamer in a while. I'm a nobody again. I don't know why I did there. Yeah. So that's the current thing of publishing is Dramione. I don't know what is going to be next. I hope anything but these two. What if... what if the next trend is Oshimir from The Acolyte? That would be so for me. There was also one book that was like inspired by One Direction fanfiction. It wasn't actually fanfiction. It was just like inspired by fanfiction. Who the fuck wrote it? Oh, let me find it. Hang on. Well, actually, there's been a couple straight straight One Direction fanfics that have been published. Like, do you remember that Anne Hathaway movie last year? That was One Direction fanfiction that was published. Oh, what am I thinking about though? Sophie Gonzalez, that's the name. It's always weird straight fanfiction that gets published. Your friends didn't believe this? How did they not believe it? It's very clearly Harry Styles. Yeah, If This Gets Out by Sophie Gonzalez and Cale Dietrich was like inspired by Larry fanfiction, but it wasn't actually Larry fanfiction. Like, they wrote it because they heard about Larry fanfiction and were like, oh, we could write a fiction book about this, which I thought was very odd. Ever since you told Kristen and I about the Dean and Sam Supernatural fanfic, it's an intrusive thought whenever we watch an episode. But imagine that's... You mean Wincest? I really hope they don't make Wincest a trend. It is the most obvious self-insert for 1D. It is. Oh, After is another one that is One Direction fanfiction. I think that's the most famous one. Oh, they didn't call it Larry. Larry is the ship name of Harry and Louis. The worst thing about ZZZ are the people who ship the brother and sister. Gross. Still can't believe that Wincest stuff was a thing. I never heard about that until... Yeah. I never read it, but I've been in the depths of the internet, so I know these things exist. The thing as well about that the Anne Hathaway One Direction fanfiction movie is that it was also, the original score was composed by Sivan Kuteka. Or no, not the score, but the original songs. And that is who wrote One Direction's early music. I'm like, okay, right. They're really hamming it up. From a professor, I mean, not me looking into it. Oh, Wincest? Yeah. You can't make your ship name a real person name. Well, there's a K-pop ship name that is literally Halbin, and everyone thinks Halbin is a person. It's funny. But yeah, Larry Stylinson. That was the ship name, but it's Harry and Louis. Right, what is... I feel like if I look up this book, I might be able to find more. At first it was about pop culture and Electron fanfiction. Oh. You're interested in making it not weird, but then you made it as weird as possible. Oh, that's annoying. I hate when people are like derisive of fanfiction and weird about it. Larry Sterlinson sounds like the lead singer if they made Spinal Tap, but for Naughty Spy. It does. Okay, I am gonna BRB. I need to run to the bathroom, but when I come back, we'll get into the game, I think. You can do some checks. I'm so sorry, I'm just gonna leave you here because I just ran an ad and I don't want to put you in another 3-minute ad because it's like literally 5 minutes ago, but yeah, I will BRB. Hello, I'm back. How are we doing? I saw that Pope Leo signed a Pop Leo Pokemon card. That's so funny. Oh no, Ken, not the 2%. He brought in a person who ships RDJ and Jude Law. Another character is the people. Interesting. That's an interesting thing to talk about in that kind of thing. Because the thing, right, real person shipping is a thing that happens, but it's like people who do real person shipping and real person fan fiction, they don't talk about it online because most of them do not ever want the person who they're shipping to find out about it. So I find that bizarre that he would bring that into class. Giving a lecture to 150 people and oh my god, 150 people. That's wild. I think I would like to go to some, like, I feel like I'd like to go to a lecture about, like, fandom culture from, but I think a lot of the time, like, to do with fan fiction and stuff like that, but a lot of the time, a lot of people who give these lectures are people who are not actually involved in it. They're just fascinated by it, but they don't actually involve themselves in it. And it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I could probably give a better lecture than most of these people. You try not to judge, but maybe slow roll it a bit. Like, hey, there's really good fan fiction that has more views than this popular book, and show the culture behind fans creating it. Literally, exactly. Don't talk about that kind of stuff that is, like, icky to some people. Talk about the stuff that is, like, you know, like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff to do with fan culture that is, like, done a lot for a lot of people, you know, and, like, talk about how some people find out about their sexuality through reading fan fiction, or about how people find friends through fan fiction. I literally have friends in Australia who I traveled to Australia and spent time with from fan fiction. Don't be like, here's a Photoshop of RDJ on a dude's naked body with Jude Law photoshopped on his lap. That feels like they are, like, they're derisive of it. You know? Like, they think it's like a joke. And that's sad. You used to write fanfiction when you were 11? Oh, really? What did you write fanfiction of, Emmy? Really helped Jack Attack? Yeah, it helped me. Like, I've been writing fanfiction since since I was 13, I think, or maybe 12. I haven't written in a very long time though, but I think the last thing I did was like 2015. But it did really help me with my creative writing in school. Me too, Emmy. I wrote my first one was like canon, like post-canon, where they were like all in school to do their 7th year since they never did it. And then Ginny ended up pregnant, but Draco made her have a miscarriage. And then I wrote a bunch of stuff about the kids. It's like Rose and Scorpius. Alana, welcome in. How are you? This was like 10 years ago, so you could only be remembering bad stuff. That's true. But then if the bad stuff is made of, like, if you're remembering it for the bad stuff, that means it wasn't good. I actually got you to reading and writing. English was your worst subject. Then you graduated college with an English degree. I love that, Ventus. You wrote about Aunt Petunia. That is so interesting. That is fascinating. Yeah, we're talking about fan fiction, Alana. Yeah, so I did those ones. One of them, I only ever finished one, I think, of that fandom. One of them was literally me writing about my self-harm. I don't know why I decided to do that. But yeah, and then I moved on to camp rock fanfiction, which I wrote a lot of, and I was actually kind of known in the camp rock fanfiction sphere. And then I went on to writing Jonas Brothers fan fiction, but not Jonas-esque. Joe Jonas with a random made-up person. And then I moved on to band fan fiction. Specifically All Time Low. You wrote your name 1D one-shots? Oh no. You were FF8 and Zelda? Nice. One time you wrote a story about a robot pirate island and the main character was named Hillary because you're obsessed with Hillary Duff and you read it to your 4th grade class and everyone loved it and said it should be a real book. That is really funny, Emmy. I love that. I actually tried writing... I remember I tried writing an actual like book when I was like maybe 10. And I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember the main character's name was Nady. And it was basically just like a Chosen One ripoff kind of thing. Then you also wrote a story called Family Genes where you were trying on your grandpa's genes and it transported you to an observer as his experience in the Holocaust. Jesus Christ! I mean, honestly though, I feel like that would do well. I feel like that's the kind of thing that would actually do well in publishing. If you ever went back to that story, you could be an author. Yeah, that was my actually so I only wrote one fan fiction about the Jonas Brothers. It was very short-lived in that, but the one I literally wrote about Joe Jonas being with a woman called Estella based on Estella from Great Expectations, because Great Expectations was my favorite book. I was obsessed with the character of Estella, and I was like, what if I put Estella with Joe Jonas? I don't know why. You think you put all your childhood creativity into the amazing Spider-Man Creative Studio, which lets you build your own comic strip on PC? That's so cool. That's really cool. Played a really scary noise when you closed it and it made me never want to turn it off. That's funny, but that's really cool. Oh man. I miss my fan fiction writing days. I just don't have any creativity anymore. I'm all burnt out and not thinking about these kind of things. Anyway, shall we get into the game? First I need to blot. Just state my head. I always find that funny when you can see it. If I write myself insert Hojo fanfiction, will you all read it? No. But I will support you. I'm watching Sweet Home Season 2 and there's like a doctor character in that that's like Hojo. And I literally say in my reaction, oh my god, he's like Hojo FF7. I'm like, I don't know how many people will understand what I'm talking about that watch K-dramas. You wanted to write fanfic, but you decided to invest in drawing way more and you won awards for... Wait, what do you mean? You won awards for writing? You watched Potato Lab? Of all K-dramas to watch, you watched Potato Lab. That's so funny. If you like the if you like the lead man in Potato Lab, you should watch Extraordinary Attorney Woo. He's really good in that. No, that is not the one where they turn into a potato chip. You're thinking of the one where they turn into a chicken nugget. Potato Lab is about a woman who is obsessed with potatoes. And she works in a potato lab, and then they get bought by someone, and her new boss, she falls in love with him. Who isn't obsessed with potatoes? Very true. I will say, Ventus, it was okay. I could not get over the fact that she, like... This is spoilers for the Potato Lab. If you don't want to be spoiled for the Potato Lab, close your ears. I didn't like how she ends up being in a relationship with her boss who fired her. Like, I was like, that felt really weird. And I was like, School ratings, you're one of the best writers in class in college too, but that's just regular stuff. Aw, that's cool though, Jeff. Can't believe Kirsty just laughed out loud at why of all K-dramas to watch, you watch Potato Lab. That's why I'm laughing. There's so many K-dramas. I mean, I watched the Potato Lab, but that's because I struggle to find K-dramas to watch without feeling guilty for not reacting to them. But I knew that one would be fine because it got like max 2% viewership. So I thought, no one's gonna give a fuck if I don't react to this. You always wanted to watch Potato Lab. You've never heard it. Feels like work. No, it's not that it feels like work. It's that I feel like guilt. Whether people would want me to react to it and would be sad to learn that they can't watch me react to it. But then also, is this going to be something that's like a cult classic in a few years and I could react to and get views? But and then also, what if it's a really good show and it's one of my favorites and I want to get my reactions to it, if that makes sense. Like, I recently
Glitch mode underscore just subscribed with Prime for 49 months. Oh, minute by minute. Oh, turning back.
Oh,
time.
TTS
5,
doesn't speak Chinese.
4, 3, 2, stop, rewind,
Turn back time. We stop, rewind, turn. Say for 3, 2, stop, rewind, stop, return, back time.
Rewind, turn back time. Yeah, got that. Stop, rewind, turn back time.
James, thank you for the 49 months to your Prime. Welcome in. How are you? What was I gonna say? Yeah, recently I watched When Life Gives You Tangerines, and it's now like a top 5 favorite of all time K-drama for me. And I'm really glad I actually reacted to it because I now have like preserved my experience watching it. So that's another reason why I feel guilt when I watch things. So so nowadays I rewatch stuff or I watch things that didn't do very well. I watched a K-drama, internally, oh my god, I watched a K-drama, I can't wait to tell the one person I know who watches K-dramas to talk about things. You idiot, Ventus. No! I just found it funny that it was Potato Lab. But I enjoyed the Potato Lab. I actually was like more invested. I think I was more invested in the side pairing in that. Between the brother and the friend. Updating Windows and it's a struggle. Ooh. Good luck. You plan to watch the Tangerines ones? Here you go. You're gonna need the whole box. Maybe another box. To Too much stuff to watch and the episodes of K-dramas are yes. I've been struggling a little bit with that recently because there's been a few K-dramas I want to watch where they're all like over an hour long and I'm like, for fuck's sake, can we not just... I do want to watch Severance. I've watched a couple episodes. I've just not continued it. Not because I didn't want to, just because I haven't been in the mood. They turn into tangerines? Yeah, totally. Okay, let's actually boot up the game. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. What the fuck? Or an hour and 30. I started stream late. Play BG3 and Disco Elysium while watching Severance and eating Oreo cheesecake and get a mullet and develop a love for the colour orange. Okay, is that what you do to become Trev? My final fantasy is learning about surreal K-dramas. The thing is, most K-dramas are not surreal. Most K-dramas are like just normal people. But the surreal part of K-dramas is like, they always pair up really random jobs and you're like, how would these people ever meet in real life? And it's like, what? What? Who came up with that? Do you know how a chicken nugget and a potato chip would meet IRL? God's sake. There was another one I watched recently called No Gain, No Love. It was about this woman who works at like a kids education book company. And everyone's bothering her. No, she realized people who are married earn more and have more benefits. So she fake marries a convenience store worker who turns out to actually be someone who her mother fostered. You know of a place where you never get harmed, a magical place with magical charms. What's that from? I recognize that. I didn't watch SpongeBob. I'm also watching the Japanese version of Marry My Husband, which is a lot moving a lot faster than the Korean version. There's only 10 episodes. Whoa. Oh no, wait, no, that's not good music. I got excited there because I recognize it, but that's not good music. Goodbye. Oh, I'm on the wrong scene. Thank you. You watched that one, No Gain, No Love? Is that the one I was just talking about? Or Marry My Husband? Okay, where are we going? Oh, Marry My Husband. Korean Marry My Husband is good. The subplot of like the secondary villain was a bit weird. Played by Boa herself. The queen of K-pop, Boa. That bit was a bit weird, but the rest of that was good. It's not potato. Yeah, Boa. She played this really nasty villain. Any boys over flowers enjoyers? No. I am not a boys over flower enjoyer. I think I watched like 5 episodes of that and I couldn't continue because it was so bad. You didn't even like it, you don't know why you watched it all. I think because it was like the biggest K-drama at the time you were in K-pop, probably, Emmy. I think it was Boys Over Flowers, The Heirs, um oh my god, what is that one called? I've forgotten what it's called. Pasta, I think, was probably big at that time too. My Love from the Star. That was also big at that time. Speaking of weird ways to meet, my mum reminded me of how one of her cousins married the father. One of her cousins married the father of the kid she babysat for. Gross. Do you know though, there's romance novels that are like that. I thought I froze. No, I was looking at my phone to remember what something was because it was going to bother me if I didn't. I thought myself the hunter, but it turns out I was the prey. A timely reminder that the pirate powers of Limsa Lominsa are not to be trifled with. But all's well that ends well. Grahatia's timely provocation has a desired effect, and Sicard has agreed to a meeting. Let us hurry back to Limsa Lominsa and pass on his invitation to the Admiral. Do you know, Emmy, the lead guy from Boys Over Flowers is still popular to this day, and was recently in a K-drama that was like weirdly pro-life. The cousin is a similar age to your mom. How old is the father of the kid she babysat for? Is he dead now? Ugh, 20-year age gap is gross. Where am I going? I feel like I've gone to the wrong place. Okay, where, ooh. Oh, I see where I've gone wrong. You talk yoga with a girl who's 21 and married a 65-year-old. Ugh. Your grandma was 17 when she got married. Ugh. So many things like that are just so gross back in the day. You've got an even worse one, but you were terrified you're sharing it because you don't want to be judged, but it wasn't my decision. Trev, just share it. You might be judged, but that's us. That's who we are. Your mum's brother, so your uncle, is married to his second cousin. That's legal, but that shouldn't be legal. Good God. I fear for their kids. Your grandma also got married when she was 20 and your grandpa was 20 years older than her? Ooh. It's legal to marry your first cousin if you're over 50? Is it really? I think that's America though. Here it's not. I'm pretty sure. Welcome back, my friends. What news? Hello to Marilyn Blowjob. So they have been stealing crystals from the kobolds? My thanks for solving the mystery and securing a meeting besides. Suffice to say, I accept Sicard's invitation. I would have you join me as my guests. The future of Limsa hangs upon the outcome of this meeting, and I would have the Scions present to bear witness. Marilyn Blowjob. Their kids are 34 and twins and very normal, but their mum is their cousin.
Look who's come crawling! Traitor!
I wonder how they feel about that.
You can shove your piece!
Welcome aboard, Admiral. I'll wager you don't remember me. Sicard, acting captain of the bloody executioners, at your service.
'Twas kind of you to invite us. Now, the Captain has a message for me.
Transphobe! Zionist!
We have just the one demand. That you forget this bilge about making peace with the Beastmen. Ours is a nation of pirates. Always has been, always will be. Deny us our right to plunder, and you deny who we are.
Too bloody right!
Pirates till we die!
What we want, we take! Piracy has no place in our future.
She say?
Oh dear.
Pirates have no place. Our nation has prospered through piracy, 'tis true. Yet it is but one part of our long and storied history.
That's fucked up.
Centuries ago, our ancestors led a failed rebellion and were driven from their homes with little more than the shirts on their backs. In fear of their lives, they sailed south.
Bring back
until
the
they came
OG
to
blowjob
these
VA. I miss her,
shores.
honestly. I didn't like her voice, but I'd rather have her
Finding
than
the land
this
occupied
woman.
by kobolds, however, they were forced to turn to piracy in order to survive. And survive they did. But not so long ago, when the Empire threatened to crush everything we'd built, we set aside piracy and joined hands with our neighbors. This too was in order to survive. And survive we did. Time after time we fought the Empire, and time after time we won. And through trade with our newfound allies, we prospered more than we ever did through pillaging and plundering. The Empire teeters on the brink of collapse. Ere long, provinces like Wurlit and Bosnia and many others will regain their freedom. When they do, our matchless fleet will lead the world in a new golden age of commerce. The tides favor us, and the ocean beckons with her vast bounty. But if we cling to the old ways, this great ship we call Limsa will trade the boundless seas for a lagoon. So we scorn the world's wealth for a plundered pittance, then? Or shall we embrace change and thrive, like our ancestors before us? The choice is yours. But if we are to prosper
Her
in the
face
coming age,
is so like.
the whole of Vilbrand must become our
Meanwhile, the
ship,
voice is like,
and a kobold
thrive.
our crewmates.
Rousing words. Might even be some truth in them. But pirating's all we've ever known. And we ain't about to give it up just 'cause you say so.
Quite right, Sickard.
Still, we're all the Mincins here and no one wants a war. So where does that leave us? Long before you became Admiral, I heard you was captain of the League of Lost Bastards. That true? If so, you'd know how we pirates settle our differences.
Justin Welkman, are you?
A duel. Very well. As Admiral of Limsa Laminsa, I accept your challenge.
This is... What a fantastic cutscene. Two kids in your grade who were the same age, but one was the other's uncle. My cousin was an uncle when he was born. Because, my auntie had a marriage before she married married my uncle. I knew I said my husband. Ooh. Married my uncle, and she had two kids, and one of those kids had a kid at like 16 or something. And now my cousin is a great uncle, and has been for quite some time. They like Donald Trump, so you don't care how they feel about it. Fair enough. Can someone shoot Marilyn like properly? Whoa.
This ain't over! Not till one of us is dead! Finish the job!
Really hope creator of this subplot poops in their pants, right? It's so bad. Who is this?
It's the captain! Captain Elfair! Ye fool! 'Twas over afore it began.
Captain!
Seems the whelps have been yapping while their master was abed. Listen well, all of ye. Since the signing of the Galadian Accord, we all of us have been part of the same crew. The crew of the good ship Limsa Laminsa.
You're enough the youngest of your cousins, and some of them have kids your age.
At the
Gosh,
helm of that ship is the
that's so
Admiral,
scary.
and 'tis she who decides where we sail.
Even
Was
pre all
I
this
not
stuff,
clear
AR
on that
Merlip
point?
is one of the few VAs that
Or
you always
did you
preferred to the
forget
new
whose
one.
deck you stand on?
You loved her reads.
Nay,
There was something about her voice I didn't like.
and
Like,
why
it went
the
through me
seven
really
hells are
funny.
you playing at?
It's all we know, Captain. If we
Your
ain't
wolf
pirates,
pack.
what
Okay,
are
Emmy.
we?
Merlwhip would get less than
Bloody
6% in
idiots
ranked
you
choice voting
are.
for mayor of this vote.
Idiots with
Exactly.
your own lives ahead of ye. Ye can do anything ye want. Be
Why did they
anything
reveal
ye
it like we're
want.
supposed to know our care? I don't know. Thanks for hanging out, Ventus. Have a nice rest of your day.
We're pirates, aye. And we pirates love our
You're gonna go
lives.
write a self-insert
But
for the
that ain't
Potato
our
Lab.
first love.
I once watched a
First love
K-drama.
is the sea. The sea!
And then I read a
what
fan
she
fiction about that
brings
K-drama.
us.
I don't know why.
Freedom!
But the K-drama and the fan fiction merged in my mind
So
that I was
hold fast
like,
to that.
I
Let the
suddenly had a
blind
memory of it a
trusted
couple
us that
years
stands
later and
before
thought
you
it was
now.
the K-drama, and I
last
went
of them
on
as
like
you
Reddit
say
asking
steel,
people
and
if
make
they
of
knew what
yourselves a
K-drama I was
new
talking about, because I
breed of
couldn't remember what the
pirate.
drama was. And then I realized I was remembering the fan fiction. I was really embarrassed.
Lad, I made ye me right hand because I saw something in ye. And I still do. You have the makings of a captain. All you lack's the belief.
Have fun in your meetings, Ennis.
Well now, it seems we're of one mind after all. Apologies for the misunderstanding, Admiral. We're with ye, wherever ye be headed.
Are we really with ye? I'm not.
You have my
I'm
thanks.
pro-pirate. My big brother and his wife mostly raised me. He's 20-something years older than me. I've been an uncle for a while. Your nephews are like your brothers. You grew up together. Oh, that's really sweet.
Your choice of dueling pistol did not escape my notice. Good old
Okay.
Annihilator. Ender of many a proud pirate's voyage.
Why do I care about what her gun is called?
Mistbeard's vanished into legend. And it won't be long before I take my rest in the depths.
Good
There
old
be as it
Annihilator.
may. The old ways can only truly die
Who
when we've
wrote
dealt the Empire the telling blow.
Why did they write this?
There'll be stormy seas ahead, no doubt. But I'm trusting ye to steer us through to the other side.
Am I nearly finished? I hope to God. You resent this patch. You don't even mind the rest of this patch, but this part is such a bore. I just don't care about these politics. Though I had anticipated a duel, I did not foresee that Hellfair would intervene, but I'm full glad am I that he did. 'Twould have been a shame to kill the boy. Kill the boy? What? Why are we talking about killing him? Oh, we're nearly finished, thank fuck. Thanks for the mod, love Sophia. Instead, the whelp has learned a valuable lesson and we have made peace amongst ourselves. All that remains is to do likewise with our neighbours. Okay. Wolf Lady, why did you have to be such a horrible blowjob? I like some of this patch a lot. The Gabu and Matoya's relics are delightful. I liked that we finally got like a conclusion to Gabu's story. And yeah, Matoya's relic was fun. You actually love Final Fantasy politics. This is barely politics. This is pirate talk on NPR. This is like a community hall debate. Like your local community hall. Now, I need hardly tell you, but any attempt to negotiate with the tribes is doomed to fail unless their minds can first be wrested from the grip of their gods. And so, in the meeting we seek to arrange with the kobolds, I would have you free their leader of Titans for influence. Leave it to us. We will open his ears to reason. You have my thanks. Ere we proceed, there is something you should know. Some 50 years passed when the Sahagin swarmed at our halls in ever greater numbers. Limsa entered into a covenant with the kobolds. To men shall go to the bounty of the sea, to kobolds shall go the bounty of the land. An ostensibly equitable arrangement, conspicuously lacking in detail. Aye, inadvertently or not, the wording was ambiguous, and we took advantage of it, moving in to claim the northern reaches of Lanosea, with which the kobolds believed theirs. Bloodshed followed, then bloodshed to answer the bloodshed, and on it went, till every ilm of Vilbrand bore the stain of our conflict. This is not history, you understand, it is the present, fresh and raw, and with their kindred's blood yet on our hands, we will struggle to regain the kobolds' trust, even should we cure their tempered. Admiral, you speak of obstacles like we are like to encounter at the meeting, but as things stand, I see no reason why the kobolds would agree to a meeting in the first place. And so we must provide a reason. I will restore their stolen crystals to them and personally deliver the cargo along with my apologies. Bait, they would welcome us into their midst, not to speak of peace, but to have you at their mercy. Aye, and given the wealth of crystals we will bring, I'll wager they will attempt to summon Titan there and then. Meaning a high priest would need to be present, to whom we could administer the cure. Precisely, he is the fish I would catch, but he will not be alone. Nay, he will have guards on hand, they will lay down their lives to protect him. Yet a single death on the kobold side would jeopardize our chance at peace, and there my venture flounders. Yet it need not. What if we were to employ the Conqueror's chain, though? We would still have to weaken the kobolds. It would allow us to subdue them without inflicting lasting harm. That artifact Miss Beard used to take goods and not life. Aye, that would serve. Well done, Marshal. Why? This is so long-winded. So, friends, what think you of our strategy? The effects of tempering are cumulative, and we may safely assume that the High Priest's exposure to primal influence is extensive. It will therefore take a great deal of ether to reverse its effects, not to mention time. Time during which Alice would be defenseless, even should we all look to her protection. I am not convinced we could keep an entire army of kobolds at bay. Well, I'm happy to take that risk. It's not as if we have any other choice. Besides, it's what Tesleen would do, and had I not followed her example, we wouldn't even have a cure for tempering, much less a chance to bring peace to Vilbrand. So I'm going to cure that priest, or die trying. I believe in you, Alice. And I believe in you too, you and everyone. I know you'll keep me safe. It is settled then. See to your preparations and make for Camp Overlook. We will join you there anon. I think part of why this patch just feels really bad is that, like, the previous patches were, like, really interesting, and this one just isn't. It's like everyone has come back from being in a whole different parallel universe and is like, okay, we're gonna do, like, bullshit politics for pirates and these people. When you played ARR, your biggest complaint was that it felt like a local alderman and not the hero of a story. Interesting. It's going from this is fun to watch, but I'm not into playing too. I'll play a bit while I watch stuff, and then last night you realized you had to pause the thing you were watching half an hour ago because you were so locked in. It's the horse game. Uma Musume, Ken, who have you been using? You finally reconciled by ARR. Never felt that big of a drag to you, and it's because the entirety of 11's story was like that, but somehow worse. Ew. To be fair, I have heard that a lot of, like, MMOs are really in story. So, like, I feel like if 14 is not your first MMO, it probably would, like, ARR probably would be fine for you. But if it's your first, then it wouldn't feel good. I feel that's why a lot of people struggle with it. Or you're like Ken, who's just said that it was your first MMO and you felt like, oh cool, I'm a little guy existing in this world. It's interesting. At least you're invited to be a Scion. In 11, you quite literally exist as one of thousands of nameless adventurers, occasionally getting to accompany relevant NPCs. That's interesting. This patch really reminds you of AR. Yeah, it is quite. You're a sucker for tidy up patches, but you're a sucker for ARRs. That makes sense. Tempering parts are interesting, you two, but it really feels like they just threw in limbs of pirate negotiations because they needed to pad the MSQ. I agree. Like, they were like, okay, we need to, like, put some stuff we learned from previous stuff into here. How do we do that? Okay, let's do some random pirate shit. You were able to get one of the supports you wanted, then you did one more pull last night and you got both of the other two. Nice. You have almost no horse. That is so interesting. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you should get the supports and all that, but I don't know. I wanted horses. I have
Kimchi just subscribed for 8 months.
Kimchi, thank you for the 8 months. Welcome in. How are you? I have, oh my god. Nice shower! And, Daiki Shuttle! And what's her name? Miho no Boromon! You like tempering as a concept, but it never felt very epic to you? Fair. You get to be a nameless, faceless NPC in 12 as well? Interesting. So many people say the support banner is so good, so I focused on that and I can build up the stable now. I can train only one horse each time anyway. True. I don't know. Because I'm so used to like other gacha games, I was just like, I want to get characters. I'm focusing on supports now because I got beat Miho no Borobon. 12 is your fave of the non-14 FFs? Oh, really? Is 12 the bunny girl one? "12 is your favorite combat." Ooh. Interesting. I want to play all of them someday, so I'll play it eventually. Alphino wasn't lying when he said I'd be defenseless, so I'm counting on you all to give me the time I need. Our sole purpose will be to keep you out of harm's way, so leave that to us and focus on your own task. Indeed, and should you want for ether, you need only say the word. Gabu, did you follow us here? There's something important that I want to say to the High Priest. Express state say. Please let me come with you, please. I'm sorry, but it's too dangerous. I need you to promise me that you'll stay here where it's safe, alright? My apologies for the wait. It took time, but we've secured our audience. All unfolded as expected. At the mention of my returning their crystals in person, the kobolds suddenly remembered how keen they were to be reconciled. And so, in the glorious spirit of cooperation, we are to be received by Patriarch Zada of the Second Order, who awaits our pleasure in the navel. If you're ready, let us proceed to the Ugamaro mines at once. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of putting me to sleep a little bit. Wait, where the hell? Oh. Oh, fuck. Having so much fun. We're nearly finished though. We'll be on to 5.5 soon. Imagine if you weren't streaming it, I could skip. Oh. This Aetheryte will bear us to our quarry. Should he make to summon Titan, as I anticipate, we will halt the ceremony and restrain him. At this, all hells will break loose, and we will have an army of kobolds to entertain till Alice's work is done. Just remember, none must die. We weaken them, and then let Einjar do the rest. It is time. Stay the course, my friends. Spy camera watches beyond the squall. I was about to say we could still skip it, but now there's a duty. I don't know. Since it's main story, I don't really like skipping it. But maybe for stuff like this I should.
Greetings, Patriarch. I am Merlwib Blufistvin, Admiral of Limsa Laminsa.
Is that her real name?
I
What?
come before you to offer my sincerest apologies for the many wrongs committed by my people against you and yours.
Blufistvin?
You were foolish to come.
Could be watching Yote instead. I don't really know if I want to watch that. Because there's like 20 minutes of gameplay. And I don't know. I feel like it probably spoil me a good amount. By the way, y'all look, I got a new mouse.
Aye, just as we thought.
Finally, no more double clicking.
Now, Alice! Quickly!
You don't need to tell me.
Let none pass. We must grant her as much time as we can.
Okay, Gandalf. Did I want to have to get a new mouse? No. I liked my old mouse. I mean, it's the same one, it's just white. But my old one decided to shit the bed. Okay. Marilyn blow fisting. Jesus, James. Hear that voice? What? You're in my sights. Not you're in my sights. Whoa. You're in my sights.
Here you are, Alice.
Can you attack Marilyn? I don't think so. Unfortunately, no. We'd love to. Oh no, not a bomb. I hate these fucking things. Ooh. I even push her off the edge. No. I can't move her.
More! I need more ether!
Whoa!
Just a little more!
Just a little more. Jesus. These things are tanky. Okay. Okay, is that guy dead? That's a lot. It would be so fun if you could alter the course of the game by killing her. That would be funny. I don't think Square needs to do combat like Expedition 33. Expedition 33 is its own combat. I feel like I don't want a bunch of games copying that. You're looking at PC powers. Oh my gosh, Justin. Justin, what are you looking at? You've got such an intense rivalry with vodka. Oh my god. Oh, I have to do something here, sorry. You'll be annoyed if everyone tries to copy it, same. Instant 33 is great, but you don't want it every time. Trev is right, play BG3. I'm waiting for a good sale, because I don't know if I'd like it. Jeff, it's fine. I was just making a comment. Don't want to build from scratch, but it's so much cheaper if you want something that actually functions to standard. Yeah. When I was doing my PC, it was like... I was like, yeah, I could upgrade certain parts of it, but it was kind of just like... It's just easier. It was just easier for me to just do the whole thing because I needed to upgrade so much. So I was like, I may as well just get a whole new computer. Last thing you need is a parry system in every RPG known to man. That's very true. Pre-builds are so much more convenient, but it can be riskier if they cut corners. Yeah. I mean, I've always done pre-builds. Well, pre-build custom as opposed to like just a random build they've done on their website, because I don't want to be building my own PC. I'm just not built for that. And I think it's just important to just like look it up and see what they've got reviews of, and if their reviews are fine, then you're fine. Quite literally couldn't salvage anything from what you're using right now. The case is too small for the power supply. It would need to support the GPU. Yeah. I think my old PC, the case was too small for the GPU I have now, because my GPU is massive. And like my CPU I think was quite old as well, and then the RAM was also kind of old. So it was like, I may as well just get like a quite up-to-date kind of build. Up-to-date-ish. It's like maybe like last year a lot of the stuff, but it would be a lot easier for me to update it now, I think. You're almost certain you'd break something if you tried to build on your own. Yeah, me too.
Did it work?
You didn't find building a PC too bad. You just have to have patience for it. It's kind of like an intense Lego build. I've heard that, but also there's a lot of small pins, and I'm for sure that I would accidentally bend something. I literally did like one thing myself, and it was terrifying.
I'm sorry, but they died by your hand. You sacrificed them to
Larry, welcome in. How are you? I think that's so true, but I've also built enough IKEA furniture to know what I'm about. If you even breathe in the general direction of your pins on your CPU, you're fucked. Why would I do also the RAM pins, those terrify me too. Because I was considering just upgrading my RAM on my old PC, and then I was like, ugh, the pins. You like putting together? I like putting together furniture.
Would that there were a cure for the victims of the Tempered.
Last time you built a PC, you got all the stuff laid out and then suddenly realized you hadn't built a PC in 8 years.
What are you doing here?
He didn't listen to you, Alice. That's what he's doing here. You hear Braid Frame that you'll be leaving in this house whenever you move because it'll not be disassembled without a hammer? Oh, that's annoying. Hopefully it wasn't too expensive.
The great father we have been summoning is false. He only hurts us and those we love. For a long time.
I also cannot do cables. So it was really nice having someone else build it for me because I didn't have to do cable management, and it looks really nice.
But I didn't give in to it, and you mustn't either. There's been too much pain already.
What food do you have, Larry?
Please, end the suffering.
End my suffering. K-balls? No, cables.
What have I done?
You've been a twat. That's what you've done.
We share this child's desire, Patriarch. An end to summoning, for it spells naught but misery for both our peoples. For many long years, man and kobold have feuded over territory, pillaging and perishing for the earth beneath our feet. It may be said that we fought to survive, but what we have sown in blood we have reaped in
If I have the means to do so, I always choose to pay someone to do things I dislike doing for me. Exactly. Things I dislike doing are things I think would be done better by someone who has more skill. Me when my brother was arguing me while I'm trying to help clean up the basketball court. Okay, balls.
That doesn't mean there can be peace between us.
Oh. I really hate the feeling of bare legs on computer seats. Desk seats.
But you broke the pact. Violated, breached, broke.
It's almost like carpet burn.
Ready as we were, what choice had we but to call upon the divine to rid ourselves of your tyranny?
Ugh. Get really overstimulated or flustered or overheated or something when I try to do stuff that frustrates me. I get that. I can get quite like flustered and irritated. If something doesn't work for me, like the first couple of times, I get really annoyed.
On behalf of all Laminsons, I offer you my humblest apology. I pray you'll find it in your heart to accept it. Yet I know an apology alone will not serve to make things right. So, we will revise the pact to leave no room for doubt. And any who violate it shall face justice, swift and certain.
No, we won't be fooled. Not again.
Please, hear me to the end. Fleeting though it was, there was a time when man and kobold abided together in harmony, in cooperation.
You're eating a sub? What kind of sub?
In those days, your people shared the secret.
A sandwich or a submissive?
Knowledge which allowed Limsa Laminsa to thrive. Much of what we have, we owe to the kobolds.
A submissive? Whoa.
And so, for the good of all who dwell on this isle, I wish to make you an offer.
Hope is so
we will
sleepy.
bear your people's wares to every corner of the world and trade them in your stead. In return,
my dad told me to turn off my boiler to do with my water, and I don't know what he's talking about.
Lands both near and far. Whatever you desire, the navigator as my witness, you shall have it. There will be no more man and beast.
It's apparently only 63.
Just the crew of the great ship that is Vilbrand.
But my house is really hot.
We will share in the wealth of the
and tomorrow is going to be 80, and then Saturday 85.
In friendship.
We want to believe you. We truly do. But we believed you before, and you betrayed us.
And it's 82% humidity.
Betrayed us.
Boilers.
There are bad men, it's true. But there are also good ones. And the ones before you are the best of them. They were always kind to me. Caring, nice, kind, and I trust them with my life.
They're constant jittering as well. I agree. Like they're just.
Before I became admiral,
could you imagine? You just were like this all the time.
I fought. I stained the sea red with blood. Such is my past, and I dare not forget it, however much I might want to.
I literally don't know what she's just said.
That is death penalty.
I zoned out.
The pistol I used to pass judgment on my own sire when he fell thrall to Leviathan and betrayed his
Why are we
comrades.
naming guns?
It's loaded. If you were to point it at my head and pull the trigger, I would most assuredly die.
presence is annoying.
Oh, it isn't much. My life is the single most valuable thing I possess. If it will suffice to atone for past wrongs.
Your gun's named Timmy and your katana's named Tommy.
A single bullet
okay.
To annul the old pact, and my blood to write it anew. What comes after, I entrust to this man, my second in command. I know that he will do his utmost for the happiness of all.
Timmy and Tommy are
home.
Animal Crossing, right? The wee boys. Do they have massive balls? Your guns and your katanas. Since Timmy and Tommy are tanukis. They're wee they still have big balls when they're wee boys. Oh. Spider? Who the heck is Spider? Who did he shoot? Himself. Oh, a spider. Eh. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10 commandments.
I do not trust you. Not yet. But Gabu
I was gonna quote that, but I don't want you on a list. I feel like there's something in my quotes that would probably have me on a list. You're in Gimlet Dark with a monk called Tanuki Balls. Love that.
We want you to know that we respect your faith. There's nothing wrong with giving thanks to the land which sustains you.
Welcome home, Manda.
Should you hear of anyone who would attempt it, we ask that you appeal to their better judgment, or failing that, seek our
But jumping spiders are cute. Marilyn Blowjob is not cute. I know what jumping spiders look like.
My brethren are yet enthralled to the Great Father, just as I was. If you could free them too.
I freaking hate spiders, but jumping spiders are kind of cute.
Appreciative, thankful, grateful.
I thought that said Manda joining the incest, and I was like, what? He does kind of sound like Noel Fielding.
Tis we who should be grateful, Patriarch. I thank you for affording us this chance.
You think Marilyn is really pretty, but she's a shit character? I don't find her pretty. I don't know, I just don't. Just another Kirsty stream, it's true. To be fair, I didn't bring up incest today. Trev did. It would seem we have found a way forward with the kobolds. Next we will help the Second Order to free their tempered brethren from thraldom. Actually, no, someone else did. Someone brought up Wincest earlier. So, that wasn't me. Theirs is far from the only order, of course, and it will take no small amount of time in their effort to reach the rest, but reach them we will, however long it takes. I would say that I was in your debt, but that has long been true. So instead I will say thank you for helping us to plot a new course, not only for Limsa Lominsa, but all of Eorzea. She's not even a wolf, though. She's just a woman.
Let's return to the Rising Stones.
Yes, please, get me away from here. Oh, now what?
Admiral, something strange is afoot at the floating city.
Breathe, man. What is it?
I think it's best you see for yourself. Please, come with me.
You saw the Wincest. Oh dear, Amanda. I think one of the prettiest characters in this game is Alice, actually. She is so pretty.
What in the world is that?
Ooh.
A tower.
You can see it too, then? I feared I was losing my wits. One moment I was patrolling as usual.
Where the hell are we?
Just there.
Yes?
They've installed 5G towers. They're gonna get everyone on the woke mind virus.
I'm looking at it.
You're shaking in your boobs.
What? Understood. Send the Elder Seedseer my regards. The communications officer. It seems this isn't the only tower. They've sprung up all across Eorzea.
Shaking in the boobs.
Nothing more is known. Only that they appear to be of Garlean construction. Our allies on the Alamegan front are on highest alert. Forgive my directness, but would you join them?
You're doing swipe typing with one hand?
Of course, Admiral.
Why do you have boobs in your phone dictionary?
My thanks. I will return to Limsa to weigh our response. Look for Commander Hext when you arrive in Alamigo. And may
Say
the
boobs a
navigator speed
lot.
you on your way.
Why are you talking about boobs a lot? So Trev likes his coffee. I've been thinking about boobs a lot recently. Oh, I don't know if I've even ever noticed this before. Why is that quote? I don't know what that's about. Everything is legal, 1,000 boobs. We're about to see an 8-year-old with boobs, aren't we? Hey, that's about Ace Attorney. They have weird character in there, okay? Leave me alone. That's not putting me on a list. Is that you doing a cosplay as Vati's vagina?
Thank you for coming so soon.
Vati's
I'll send for
vagina
Commander
would be a
Aldin at
good
once, and we
username.
can decide what to do about these infernal towers.
Roger preserved!
Oh.
It can't be.
My dad's texting me telling me I need an AC unit. Girl, I can't afford an AC unit. Who the hell is that?
The palace! After them!
What about BD unit? Like BD from a...
You're here, good.
Jedi Fallen Order. Oh, it's him. I didn't recognize him in the sky. Great.
Well, well,
Is that
well,
Bahamut?
to be received by such an illustrious cast. Why?
Someone
Even the
put a sock
hero
in his
of
mouth.
this is here. I feel quite starstruck.
Is that Asahi?
His body, more like. You don't fool us.
Oh, you saw straight through it. Anyone would think you dealt with Asians before. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Fandango, and may I say what a pleasure it is to finally make your acquaintance.
New BD unit from the big three dropping. Call that BDSM. Fuck's sake. He is very camp.
My, straight to business is it? Suit yourself. It is my intention to recreate the final days. To which end I have distributed a collection of rather ingenious devices, or towers, which will, in time, give rise to the grandest of spectacles.
The final days? But it was the Asians who labored to prevent them.
You're quite right.
Fanny
Though I would
Danny.
expect no less from one responsible for eliminating my unsundered colleagues. Honestly, the three of them were obsessed with restoring the one true world. As a sovereign individual, however, I never had much interest in such things. I mean, why bother when you're just another sundered minion? Admittedly, Elidibus was not convinced by that argument, but thanks to you, I'm finally free of his incessant nagging.
Fuck's sake.
Free to use my powers as I see fit, to fulfill my heart's desire. And my heart's desire is to lay this half-broken world to waste, leaving nary a fleck of dust behind!
What? Why would you want such a thing?
Because I want wretched creatures who ask such meaningless questions to die! You! And you! And you!
Okay.
I want you all to die! And I want
Okay.
to die too!
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Murder
I
suicide.
want to die and take everyone with me in a paroxysm
You
of
get a
pain
car and you get a
suffering.
car.
I'm different, you see, from the ancients who clung to dear life, and from you. So don't bother trying to reason with me. You will find I have no reason, or creed, or any such tripe. I just want to destroy the world. But please do resist with all your might.
I think you
It
can
will
buy
add
Creed
to
at
my
John
enjoyment.
Lewis. They might have some there.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled, for the curtains have risen on the spectacle to end all spectacles. We The
Or the
Telophoroi
duty free at
shall
the
be
airport.
your performers and this very
Telophoroi?
star stage.
The fuck is the Telophoroi? Oh, you know it's serious business when the opera starts.
Ah, but I nearly forgot. I have a message for you. My esteemed patron, Lord Xenos, eagerly awaits you at the heart of the chaos.
It's Grima, for God's sake.
While I wish only to destroy the world, he exists solely to relive a certain, transcendent moment with you. And it is for that reason he would reduce all to ash. Pray see to it his dreams do not go unfulfilled. For if you should disappoint him, my trusty companion here, whom I've dubbed
Lunar Bahamut,
will burn your cities and everyone in them.
I find it so interesting. We don't really ever see. I don't think we've ever seen the Asians' actual faces.
My men will tend to the blaze.
Apart from what, Emmett Selk, maybe. The rest have all been controlling someone else, or in a hood. Standing in those flames like a grape-colored flavored Sephiroth. If only more Asians kidnapped that whatever Shug guy so he could be on the screen. What? Oh, whatever T, for God's sake. Larry, stop. Thank goodness everyone's safe. We managed to put out the fire, though not quickly enough to save the garden. Ralban, can I leave it to you to send the word to the Alliance? I'm going to take a unit investigate the tower. We need to find out what it's for. We'll go with you. No, you won't. You'll rest. From what Merylwood tells me, you're due some time off duty. Should we learn anything about the tower, we'll be sure to share it with you. Until then, I want you to rest. Yeah. Did it really work? Because I just read that like inertia. Very well, but if you need our help, don't hesitate, and take care, both of you. I figured out a thing to mute my alerts, so I'm testing that out. I'm gonna start calling him Grasha. Ah, you're back too. Good. We've received the reports from the Alliance. Since we are all here, perhaps those who bore witness to the events in Alamigo could treat the rest of us to a first-hand account. Can you hear any, like, whirring, by the way? Because I've got, like, my own fan, and then I think my PC sounds like it's a bit loud at the moment. I don't know if you can hear anything. Doesn't look like it. No sooner do we overcome one problem than another appears. It would all seem tediously predictable, but for their endless variety of our foes. This Fan Daniel sounds even more unhinged than his patron. Unhinged perhaps, but no fool. For all his pantomime theatrics, he gave away little about his plot. We know only that he intends to recreate the final days, and that towers will somehow facilitate this. He also called his dragon Lunar Bahamut. Let's not forget that little detail. And the creature did resemble the descriptions I've seen of the Elder Primal. That may be, but the fact that it answered to Fan Daniel would suggest that they are not one and the same entity. I think it more probable that it is some manner of simulacrum born of Asian magics. Whatever it is, for now we can work... But work closely with the Alliance and remain vigilant. I believe that concludes our news. What of yours, Ishtola? I've been to see the Sultana. Knowing how quickly the immortal flames are to dispose of their tempered, I judged it best to provide them with the cure first. As soon as I had... Oh. I was hearing whirring in my ears and I couldn't figure out why. It's because I've got my headphones plugged in to charge them and the cable for my headphones was resting on my fan. As soon as I had sufficiently recovered, I travelled to Ulda and delivered the porksies to Her Grace, along with the detailed instructions on their use. Yet my visit chanced to coincide with the arrival of some troubling tidings. The Immortal Flames had been on the cusp of agreeing to a truce with the Al-Malja when negotiations abruptly collapsed. The Al-Malja claim that a number of their kind have been abducted and that men are responsible. Naught is known of the perpetrators as yet, but as the Immortal Flames went about investigating the abductions, they came upon one of Fan Daniel's towers. On the subject of the towers, you may be interested to learn that they are not an exclusively Eorzean phenomenon. According to the Alliance, they've been sighted as far afield as Yantia. Then it would seem reasonable to assume that they are everywhere. We simply have not found them. Well, as you said yourself, we can do little for now save remain vigilant, and since we are dealing with a dragon, ostensibly, at least, I believe it would behoove us to enlist the aid of an authority on such foes. Manda, please never say Gucci Jang ever again. I don't like thinking about someone's gooch. Estinian! Estinian, now just a moment. If he could be persuaded to lend us his lance, I would be the first to welcome it, but the truth is we will struggle even to find him. I hate the word gooch. Hehe, you let me and Krell worry about that. We'll sniff him out, no matter where he's hiding. If indeed he is hiding, we have ways of locating him regardless, so if there are no objections, we shall depart at once. Well, rather than sitting around, I think I might go to each of the city-states and educate them in the use of the porksies. They would doubtless appreciate it, but might you consider taking a moment to rest before leaving? You'd be fresher for the tasks ahead. You learn many words from me. I'm sorry you're learning the word gooch from me. Well, my friend, our moment of triumph did not last long. "'Twas ever the way, the world often needs saving." And save it we shall. I, for one, do not intend to follow a nihilistic madman to take us all to his grave with him, not when the future holds such promise. Nay, I will do all in my power to protect those whom I hold dear, just as you have always done. Oh. Meanwhile, no? Meanwhile. My mac and cheese was really good, Emmy. It was vegan, but it was really good. I can send you the recipe if you want.
Scouts should have been back by now. I'm gonna go and find them.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Uh-oh. Oh my god. Is Lise okay? Meanwhile... everyone's not so favorite fat ass. Or no, everyone's favorite not so fat ass. Sorry, wrong way around.
Interpol! Interpol! International Police! I'm Interpol!
The piles have been driven as planned, and the first of the beasts has roared to life. Moreover, I am pleased to report that preparations are well underway for the rest. Ere long, chaos shall reign over all the land, as befits the final days.
Call it what you will, so long as my friend returns to me, fangs bared and claws sharpened. I care not.
Of course, my lord. By strange coincidence, your dear friend chanced to be present when I made my declaration. I took the liberty of informing her that you await her coming, though I confess, I may have singed her a little.
I did try dumping, yes, Manda.
And why do you tell me this? Are you in such a hurry to die?
Ah, my apologies. I must guard my tongue lest it be the end of me. There is something for such a glorious.
Not the back arch!
Better to fall to one who has it all.
He looks like he's about to be in an XIV music video.
I shall keep it in mind as a contingency. For now, however, I shall proceed with the plan. My lord.
Good night, Sophia. Thank you for hanging out.
I must find myself a new weapon. One worthy of our long-awaited reunion.
Oh, fucking hell. How do you break a katana by walking on it? He's talking about you. What, a weapon? I wouldn't say that if I were you. In the UK, if you call someone a weapon, it means they're a fucking idiot. You're an absolute weapon. Gay Apple Store monkey. I always forget what that monkey... Hang on. I always forget what that looks like. Never heard that before? Yeah. Weapon, and then there's also rocket. He's an absolute rocket. Oh yes, that's what the Apple Store monkey looks like. I always forget what it actually looks like. Woo! We finished 5.4! We're now on to 5.5! Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break before we go into start on 5.5. I will BRB. Suddenly rethinking about your body as a weapon. What? You know what would have improved that patch? More politics with Marilyn. Right. There's a trend on TikTok that's like things people never say. And I think James is trying to do that. Like, it's like people in their cars going like, oh, did you check out that sale at Dorothy Perkins? Or, I don't know. Can't think of anything else, but it's kind of funny. I think that's what you're doing, James. Anyway, I will BRB over an ad, and then when we come back, we'll get into 5.5. Marilyn names her weapons. This one is named Sickard. What? What are you talking about esports? Hello, I'm back. Did you see my giant ice cube? Oh, you're doing esports whooping. Okay. Hope loves you again. Oh, that's good. You missed this 14. Oh, Kirsty Walker is in sight. Isn't that crazy? Speaking of Hope, we've got well, she's going to the toilet right now, but we've hit her sub goal today, so we might give her a wee treat. She's decided she needs to poop first or whatever. They just announced that 8.0 is going to be based off 13. Have they really? Are you lying? I scared you? Why did I scare you? Can someone corroborate what Larry said? I don't believe anything that Larry says. You have a question? What's your question? He's being serious, he's lying. Okay, that's what I thought. Am I planning on doing new raids to get the sexy boots for Delilah? I am. I am. At some point. But I need to, like, organize it. And that... It's effort. RotatingSandwiches.com. No pressure, I was just wondering. Yeah, no, I do plan on doing it. I'm gonna do those raids. I think someone said the raids from Stormblood are also good. So I was thinking about maybe doing them as well, but it's just organizing people. Because I think we'd do it on Oceania as well if we had like a big enough group. Right. She's finished pooping. Crouton.net. Larry, do you even like this game? She meowed after I said that because I opened the box. Jesus. Did you eat it all already? Oh my god. You're still fat. You chubby baby. Thank you for helping me hit my sub goal. The way she grabs onto your hand is slightly terrifying. I'm used to it. You spent hours on salmon of Capistrano. Okay. Bread.fish. At this point, I don't know what the coochier likes. Me either. I think he likes The Witcher 3. Because he was buzzing Alana was playing that yesterday. Thank you all for the responses. What the hell? So Jeff's message just there was auto-modded for misogyny. And you'd think maybe it's to do with coochie. No. It was Ochir I. Ochir I. Okay. Shout out Witcher 3. So glad that it didn't get pinched. Larry likes UTIs. I saw him in a Lies of P stream, and his second message was about a UTI. Ochiair the new. So true. Larry would get along with Hope. So true. I was worried she had a UTI again the other day, but she was alright. I've got to take her to the vet on Tuesday to get her checked up about her weight. Good news, Delilah. Thancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything from the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? You're a product of your environment. Ah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if there's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alice, Graha, and Delilah, but I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that you're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried, and I did try repeatedly. That's not a nice thing to say about your boyfriend. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Raoban and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then mayhap you would do the same for us. Indeed, it was just as Lise said, worse in fact, devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva and the third, however, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. Ugh. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working there day and night to rebuild, or rather, transform it. Transform it into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of ether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet, as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchange between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Raoban is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he's requested your presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. He's like, absolutely not, I need to be there. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter as I promised Cryle. We need not all attend. Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. You've been trying to eat your sandwich for 20 minutes. Minutius. Minutes. Minutius. For fuck's sake. Do you know the worst thing? One of the worst parts of being like constantly warm is like how itchy your skin feels all over. Like I just can't get comfortable because I just feel so itchy. You'll take your sandwich with minimum UTIs. I agree. I'll take my sandwich with 0 UTIs, please. Oh, I can't go through that door. Okay. I'm laughing. Whose stream was it that Larry was talking about UTIs? My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. Actually, Robot! I was thinking it would be like a small streamer. Are you kidding? Why are you talking about UTIs in there? Fucking hell. She also ate up Larry's name and how he said shout out UTIs. Oh my god. Yeah, Ashley Roboto has like over 100,000 followers on Twitch. You're just a little guy. Remember the time you were in a 14 stream and someone was like, I once saw someone get Kitchen Crumble. Did you just like fade into the back for a moment? Like, oh, I don't know that person. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As are we to see you safely return from your mission, Urianger. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome. Well, well, if it isn't Alphino and his merry band. Arenvald, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be on way to a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I am sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. When Amanda plays 14, there's this random in chat who loves the name Wee 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 Wee, Wee 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 Wee, and is like, yo, I know. Oh no. And may I remind you that we Elizin are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great orc such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. Aye, 'twas not until my 20th summer that I outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbreed had towered over me nonetheless. Ironvald brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. So what exactly brings you here? Oh, for Dola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Remember this part blew my mind, the idea that we will play an X-Back where the twins have a massive growth spurt? I don't really think Alice would have a massive growth spurt, but Alphino, yes. Because they're what, 14? 15? I feel like girls are mostly the height they're going to be by that age. I definitely barely grew past that age. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright? Whereas boys keep growing until like 18, 20. If Verdula is going with him, that must mean... My apologies. As Arenvald rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it. You just got your ass kicked in CRK PvP. I don't know what CRK is, but I'm sorry to hear that, Amanda. I hope you can kick someone else's ass instead. Amanda, did someone get back to you about... Oh, Cookie Run Kingdom. So did I the other day. Oh my god, my man's here.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters
Sorry.
Tancred and Urianger. Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrix. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Teleforoid's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Look at him.
Our advance party
Let him
took
talk.
longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us. Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered. But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. and we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers.
He's so cute.
Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania. The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma.
We've not seen Hien in
The
so
plan had
long.
been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
Me.
What?
What?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
Oh, true.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
That is not what I expected him to sound like.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
Interesting. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolva and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
You ate?
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, the Lakshmi duo, that's true. Oh, I've just seen some news about Ghost of Yote. That's kind of cool. Actually, really cool.
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
Would you like to know the news I saw? It's not like story spoilers or anything, it's like game mode.
So the Empire's finished, is it?
Her hair is
So
cool.
that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head! I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of?
Girl, you were part of mess.
Whatever it is, I need to know.
You're a part of attempted genocide.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way. Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh?
Aww. Arenvald's quite sweet.
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
Aww.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime.
He may look like he's 12.
No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us.
Us.
So let's give it our all.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Ah, bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru.
It's
I'm
Tataru.
happy to say we've managed to find Estinian. And I'm
sorry to say he went running off again the moment we
For
talked
fuck's
about Bahamut. He did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just used an aether crystal.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Okay, so the news I saw about Ghost of Yote. You know how in Ghost of Tsushima there is the Kurosawa mode where it goes black and white and it's like a Kurosawa film? Ghost of Yote has a Watanabe mode, which is plays lo-fi hip-hop tracks as you explore. From the director of Samurai Champloo, Shinichiro Watanabe. That's really cool. That's what I saw. I think that's really cool. I love that they do stuff like that. So Stinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose. Ooh. He's gone back to see his boyfriend. Who is also my boyfriend. Or Delilah's boyfriend, I should say. All present, good. Let us split up and search for Stinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and the markets and whatnot. You and Delilah can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well, let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Stinian. Good luck. I think I shall begin at the Sky Steel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation. Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return. They talking to Tom Nook? Huh? Who's talking to Tom Nook? Sounds kind of vibes, yeah. I feel like it'd be really good for like when you're just like running around trying to like get collectibles and stuff. Oh, Nook's cranny. Got you. Good morrow to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Emmerich sent word that you would be attending the meeting in Alamigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit? You ordered noodles and you got a fountain Dr. Pepper and arrived to you half full? Oh my god, that's so annoying. You should complain. You're watching Emmy play Tsushima and you should go back to it. It never really clicked for me. Really? You should definitely try it again. I love Ghost of Tsushima. It's like one of my favorite. I think it's on my top 5 on Backlogged because I loved it so much. It is. It's on my top 5 on Backlogged. I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is not one to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Aymeric, only to find him absent. In any event, I'm afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Well, stuck on a table. I remember when McDonald's first started doing delivery with Uber Eats here. And like whenever I ordered, most of my drink was like sploshed all over the bag. They did not know what they were doing. I think all the early story being very, you should be more honorable like a samurai. I was like, but y'all suck. I can tell you, I can tell you some stuff, Ken, if it would make it more appealing to you to do with that. That's like kind of spoiler, not kind of spoiler, it would be spoilers. But it might make you want to play it more. You scrubbed through the state of play of Yote and it looks so good. Yeah, I haven't watched or anything, but I saw the stuff about the Watanabe mode and I think that looks really freaking cool. You think it just the vibe isn't as you? It's very pretty though. That I get. But yeah, I could tell you if you want to know something that would make it maybe more appealing. It's hard to be as honorable as me, I get. She says, as if she didn't throw a flaming arrow at a sleeping man.
No sign
and
of him.
killed many dogs.
Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
If we all lived up to Emmy, we might be cooked. I think we'd be less cooked. Here he is. Stinky.
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence. Not that I'm complaining.
Now, why is he smiling at Delilah like that? What the fuck?
Too long.
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you.
The way everyone's shocked.
You've been giving him lessons on how to be the strong silent type.
Oh no! Oh.
I am not Alphino! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Oh, had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Oh, she's pissed.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To think the day would come when I could see this moving legend with my
What
own
was
eyes.
that?
Someone mind explaining what is going on?
That's so funny.
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting. Estinian! It's been too long.
He's gonna be like, is this really Alphino? fuck's sake. Oh, she's so mad.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
Aww. They're
At
so
least
cute.
Someone's having a good time.
She's so raging.
You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed.
Oh my god, that's
He
funny.
seems just as happy around Estinian.
That's a funny little tidbit about him. I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
No rest for the righteous, eh?
This is so silly.
Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Azisla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azisla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azisla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I also love when they have silly moments.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard.
I think that...
I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino.
Girl, calm down.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less... blunt?
Sorry. I think I really like when they have silly moments because I think it's the silly moments that makes me like the characters. It's been quite some time since I last set foot in Azisla. But I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Alas not, we had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Delilah is the person to ask. As far as I know, she's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Allegan Empire. That's true. Ever since the end of the war with Mericidia, yes. To have been held captive for so long. I too have met with Tiamat. After the Dragonsong War came to a close, I came here to speak with her. A worm who'd fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harboured thoughts of vengeance and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. It is absent. It falls to me to watch over her. Oh, that's actually quite sweet. I love his new armor. Or maybe it's old armor that's just not covered in blood. Well, I think we will call it a day here. Oh, I'm here. Okay, I remember where I am now. Okie dokie. It's nearly midnight, so I think this is the best place to call it. Oh, hang on. Bruno Mars is in Fortnite now. Let's find someone to raid. I will be live tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be finishing Expedition 33, so be there or be square. We're finally finishing it. I feel like I've been playing that game forever. I still have Gay Apple Store Monkey open on my search, so... Not as long as gunshots. I know. I was playing that game for so long. I think it only feels like it's been forever because I've been playing it like once a week. Bum 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 bum, she got me 3 getting that bum bum bum, getting that bum bum bum, bum 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 bum, she got me 3 What? We're gonna get that bum bum bum, get that bum bum bum, bum bum yeah, bum. Yeah, for what? Forbidden. Let's raid Mary, who's come back to streaming after a break because she had, I think, a flood in her stream room. She's playing some Stardew. See how we go. Here's my Discord for schedule updates. Here's a raid messages to take with you in the raid. Here is my YouTube. I'm posting a K-pop and K-drama reactions. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Like I said, I'll be live again tomorrow, finishing Expedition 33. I'm scared but excited. And then next week, and I'm excited as well because next week because I'm finishing Expedition 33 next week, I'm gonna be playing Donkey Kong on Friday. I'm so excited for that. It's the reason I got a Switch 2 in the first place. So I'm buzzing. Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Oh, what the hell just happened? I don't know. Bye!